It's day 13, lucky 13, unless you're doing this on a Friday. I don't believe in that stuff. Anyways, day 13, return to exercise program with Jules. We're going to sit for our pelvic floor breathing. I'm going to add a little something in. It's a little over halfway, doing a little additional education on the pelvic floor that wasn't actually in the pelvic floor video. But if you've heard of fast and slow twitch muscle fibers before, we are going to concentrate on the fast twitch, specifically in our pelvic floor. The slow twitch are the ones that are kind of in the background all the time, helping you to support. When you move, when you bend, when you do whatever, they kind of turn it on. Those are a slow twitch on the pelvic floor, whereas the quick twitch are the ones that happen quick to turn on for things like sneezing, coughing, jumping, quick dance moves, whatever it is. Those fast twitch have to make sure that they're on, that they're firing. So after pregnancy, after birth, sometimes we got to retrain that track. Let's go ahead and bring a little quick squeeze action in there. So, yada yada. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders in whatever kind of sitting position you're in. Inhale, 360 expansion of that rib cage. Relax that pelvic floor. Expand all the way so that you have even distribution of pressure throughout your abdominal cavity. Exhale, lightly drop that pelvic floor and draw in that rib cage as the air comes out. Inhale, just a regular pelvic floor breath here. Relax, loosen, lengthen. Exhale, light squeeze, light draw in. All right, inhale, relax, lengthen, loosen. On our exhale, we're going to do some quick squeezes. So exhale, squeeze, and release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, and release. That was actually fairly quick. So we're not going like squeeze, 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 squeeze. We're doing a quick squeeze and we're letting ourselves relax in between each squeeze. We're not really worrying about the breath per se. And if that was too fast and you weren't able to relax in between those squeezes, something we're going to work on. Let's do it one more time. Big inhale, expand the rib cage, lengthen and loosen that pelvic floor. Our squeezes, by the way, aren't like 100% here either. Maybe a little bit more than 20, 30 like our normal breath. But exhale, squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. This is another great one that you can do before you go do something high impact as well, if that's something you're starting to add into your regular routine, jumping of sorts. All right, yay. We'll come back to that in the following days. We're gonna stand now for some hip cars. If you want a little support, I encourage it to make sure we're not moving our torso. We're staying nice and upright, loosen the shoulders, but our hips stay down. So here's my hand on the side to remind me. Knee comes up, all the weight's on that one foot. Internally rotate at the hip joint, so I'm not lifting my hip. I'm just trying to turn the hip joint. Knee in, heel goes out, big circle around. Hello to the plant. Knee back up, tilted in. Keep that internal rotation all the way around. One more in the internal rotation. And then we're going to go external. So push that heel back, not extending, just as far as you can while keeping that neutral pelvis and that rib cage stacked. Externally rotate just at the hip joint. My pelvis is staying in place. The hip joint's opening up. Big circle forward. Ooh, and a nice hip pop. Yes, we like that. Other side, get a little shake out. Internal. Actually, you want to see this from the front? Pretend like we're holding on. Try not to lift this hip. Always a challenge. Just mobility of that hip socket. Good. And back. Externally rotate. Oh, yeah. Awesome. So I got 4 each direction. It's a good Paul Bark to do. Pop, pop, pop. Hip popping. We're going to come down for a plank to down dog rotation. So this is your opportunity to play around with what it feels like to be in a full on the ground plank on our hands. If you know you're not there, you can always drop to your knees, but we're trying to keep our hips down so we're not here in like a cobra and we're not pushing them up to all fours, but we're trying to keep those shoulders pushed away and active, that core active, those glutes active, either from here or here. And then we're going to push back to our down dog position. Oh yeah, you can hang out here for a second if you want. Or just pause. Head goes through a nice straight line from my wrist to my hips. And then back to my plank. Pause here. Come to my knees if I need to. Big inhale. Exhale. Light squeeze. Push back to my plank. Yes. Inhale. Drop back down. Relax my pelvic floor. Pausing. Exhale. Light squeeze. Push back. I don't care which way you're breathing. You can inhale or exhale on the movement or on the static hold, or don't worry about it at all. But yeah, keeping attention on my neck, feeling what that feels like on my core, keeping those transverse abs nice and tight, and back to down dog. 2 more. Plank, again, knees is fine if you want to. Down dog, you can go fast or slow on these, depending on where you need to stretch, what you want to feel. Last one. And drop to my knees. Ooh, shake that out for a second. We're gonna go all the way down to our bellies. Get there gracefully. We're gonna do arms straight out, tops of the feet pushing into the floor, lift our chest, and just tee our arms out. So like we're flying. So we're moving arms, flapping our wings like a bird for tees, squeezing our glutes, keeping our back turned on. Like 12 to 15 and down. Relax for a second. We're gonna do the same thing but in a Y position. So up and pump. We're breathing. Head and neck are neutral, so I'm not cranking my neck forward. I'm just looking slightly down, maybe slightly ahead, and down. Awesome. So that's turning those back on, turning those shoulders on. Core glutes, actually everything down the back side is getting nice and loved there with those T's and those W's. If it's bugging your neck, you can pause in between. I didn't show that, but you can come down in between each raise if you need to, if that's feeling like too much, or if it's hard to breathe there. If you're like holding your breath and you can't get your breath going, let me show you. So if you're here, you're like, oh, I can't breathe, go ahead and come down. Lift, down, lift. Same here, down, lift. So you can do it more on the breath and give yourself a chance to relax that core and those shoulders and that neck in between each raise. If you're doing that version, you might not be doing 12 to 15. You might only be doing like 6 to 8. And that's fine. All right, come on up. We're going to do a monster walk. We do need a hip circle for this. So get that guy on above your knees. As always, you're welcome to sit to get there on there. Might be easier for you. So we did a lateral monster walk, lateral walks of sorts with the band on. Monster walk is going forward. We're gonna go forward and backwards. So a little bit in the knee, shoulders are back, pushing out against my band, and I'm stepping forward, over exaggerating my step, and then backwards. Again, leading with the knee, so I'm not letting my knees come in. I'm not walking like this, I'm walking like this. I'll show you coming at you. So over exaggerating my step. In, out, pushing against that bond, on backwards. Keeping my shoulders back the whole time. My core on my hips are level. I'll go one more direction this way. Yes. Turning that backside on, which I'd love to do if you haven't noticed. Quads get some love here too, right? Our legs in general. Turning on with those monster walks. And we're going to do plank to down dogs, the T's and the Y's, and the monster walks. One more time. So come on down from all fours. You can start in down dog or plank, totally up to you. I like to start in plank because then I know I can come back to this position pretty easily from my down dog. There's one rotation. Inhale, I'm going to come down. Exhale, I'm going to go back. I'm going to do 6 of these. Here's the knee version. Yes. And then making my way down slowly to all fours. So here's the 2 versions. Either I'm up and I'm staying, making sure I can breathe, pumping my arms, or inhaling and raising those arms each time. But not doing this with my neck. I'm keeping my neck down, looking slightly down, squeezing those shoulder blades together so I'm feeling that mid-back warm up. And up here, a little bit more shoulder love. And awesome. And up for our monster walks one more time, and then we'll be done with our warm-up. I seem like a little bit longer because I was very chatty at the beginning of this one. But hopefully you learned a little something about those slow and fast twitch muscles, and you can practice them separately. All right, we will in day 14 practice the slow twitch, the long hold as well. So yes, getting really fixated on that, aren't I? All right, one more time, forward and back. Want me to show you this way again? I like to think about this as the hocus pocus walk. You know how the witches link arms and they go. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Good knee, push, out, walk. Turn those legs on. Yes. And we are still in that 12-minute continuous rounds of work for our main workout today. If you can, I would have a variety of weight options, light, medium, and a heavy if you have them. If not, grab whatever set of weights that you do have available to you. And you're going to need to be elevated. Your hands will be elevated today. Of course, I'm going to do it on my lovely coffee table. You could elevate on a wall, back of the couch, yada, yada, yada. So grab those things if you don't already have them. And we'll go here in just a second. And we're on in 3, 2, 1, 12 minutes, 12 minutes. All right, we're gonna start with a Romanian deadlift in a stagger position. So we've kind of talked about a stagger before, doing some squats and some lungy staggers. But if we're normally in like this stance with our deadlift, we're now gonna be in this stance. So we wanna line up front toe and heel, back heel of the other foot. And Romanian means we're not going all the way to the floor. We're keeping our legs fairly straight. So full deadlift, remember, we're hip hinging and then we're bending our knees. In Romanian, we're just bending over, keeping our legs fairly straight. Since we're staggered, that front leg is going to feel it a little bit more. We can pause at the knees or mid-shin. As long as we can keep our back straight, you can go down as far as you're comfortable, but don't start doing this. So nice flat back and back up. So I'm staggered, hip hinging, shoulders back and down. Feel those hamstrings turn on and come back up. Making sure at the top that we're not overextending, keeping that ribcage neutral, not putting any sway in that low back. Anywhere from 5 to 8, depending on how heavy your weights are. Mine are more medium here, so I might do a couple more reps. And then other side, so we have to stagger the other way. So that front leg feels it just a little bit extra. Again, my knees just have a bitty bend in them. Pausing, not going all the way to the ground. I don't know how many that was. Again, if you're heavier, you might want to do a few less reps, 5 to 6-ish. Maybe I did 8 there in that Romanian deadlift. And then I need these again, so I'm not putting them down. You might want to go, if you had your heavy, go to your medium or your lights for the weighter's carry, because you're going to have one arm locked out overhead. So weight to the shoulder on one side, oompa loompa dip, press it overhead. So similar weight maybe here as you would in a push press, because you want to keep that arm locked out. And by your ear here, we don't want to sink here. Try to keep it up, other arm locked out to your side, and we're marching. We love marches. Try to get those knees as high as you're comfortable. Go as fast as you're comfortable, anywhere from 12 to 20 steps on each side. When you bring that weight down, make sure you're not just dropping and hurting your shoulder. Lock out, check through the rib cage, check in with your neutral stacking posture. Here we go. Seven, 20. Yes. Again, slow it down if you need to, or if you're working on, maintaining all that good stacking, you might want to slow it down and make sure you're not ending up doing anything janky. Then I'm going to grab my lighter weights. You can also use medium variety on these. I just, like to have options. We're going to do a floor fly. So we're on the ground. Knees can be up or straight, whatever's comfortable for you there. And I'm going to bring my arms out to the sides so until my elbows tap lightly on the ground, so my triceps are on the floor. My hands are going to hover a couple inches off the ground, maybe like 6 inches off the ground, so a little bit in my elbow. I'm going to use my mid back and my core to squeeze those weights back together. I'm going to keep that same little bitty bend in my elbow the whole time, so my arms are staying in that fly position. So my hands never drop to the floor, just tap the elbows and back up. I'm not out here, mind you, also. I'm down here so I can use that mid back to squeeze my weight up. And that core inhale as I go out is a great way to do it. Exhale, squeeze yourself to center. Inhale, drop, exhale, squeeze. Anywhere in the 8 to 12 range on these also. Again, probably maybe depends on what kind of weight you have. All right. Woo. I'll leave these here so I can use them for the next round. And up we come for a plank rotation. Elevation. Get in my good solid plank position so I'm not here. I'm here. I'm going to go a little bit wider than my feet so I feel nice and stable. I'm going to twist myself open to the side. My feet can twist open. They don't have to. If I want to get a little bit more obliques, I can keep my feet forward, or if I want a little bit more, well, they're all obliques. It doesn't matter. And twist the other way. What I really want is to make sure my hips aren't like bouncing around a lot. I want to try to keep them square, even though they're opening up side to side. And I want to make sure my hands come back down the same spot every time, or when my feet stay in place, I should say, so that I am keeping that nice straight line from my wrist to my shoulder as I twist. Good controlled core here. A little bit of shoulder love. 8 to 10 to 12 total twists. So, 5 to 6 on each side. I don't know. That seemed even though. And coming back to the top of the order. There, looks like we're not quite halfway. Awesome. We can pick up the pace a little bit here now. I'll show you from the front. There's my stagger. So front knee to front toe. Pausing at my shin. Higher if you need to. Just making sure that back is staying flat. Pushing those hips back. Oh, don't let that knee collapse in. Whoops. I saw that. I saw that knee. I keep my head and neck neutral here as well. I don't really like to crank it up or down. Not coming too far forward with my hips at the top. And 8. Good. Waiter's carry. Oh, starting opposite side this time. I don't know why. Slowing it down. This is what it looks like to slow it down. Trying to get high. Keep my hips still. Going a little slower, maybe I'll only do 14 that time. Lock that elbow out. Good. Back on the floor for my flies. You want to see this from an angle? Maybe. Is that 8? 9, 10, I think. Good. Again, that should be focusing on the back and the core. Arms are kind of along for the ride there. Option, if you're like ready to go core-wise and you want to come to the floor, go for it. It would look like this. Keeping those hips nice and still. I do not want you to come to the floor and be on your knees. I would rather you be elevated and on your toes than on the ground on your knees. It's going to get you stronger faster. As you can hear my breathing like you probably always do. I'm inhaling at the bottom, exhaling as I twist to keep that core nice and solid and stable. All right. How many deadlifts is a stagger? Sound effects help us be stronger. It's research. I mean, science. Look at that little pivot right in place. Kind of. Oh, keep them. One side. Lock it out. Waiter's carry. So easy to get lazy with that shoulder and that arm, isn't it? That's why you don't want to go too heavy on those. All right, to the floor. Less than 2 minutes left. Floor flies. Tap those elbows. Inhale as I go down. Exhale. Squeeze. And yawn. Good. 10. I'll do my plank rotations elevated this round. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, 10. Good. Let's keep going. Oh. Watching that knee, making sure they're tracking over my toes. Not getting lazy with the back of the shoulders. All right, few more seconds. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yes, nailed it. Perfect timing on that. Good work. All right, get yourself something to drink. Catch your breath. Come on down. We're gonna play off of hopefully being nice and warm from those plank rotations to do a modified Copenhagen plank. This is basically a side plank or starfish plank, but in a like stagger with your feet. So very similar position to what we were doing. We're just gonna do a max effort hold on each side. So just one round of each. Forearm is what I suggest. Front foot or my under leg is in the front. My back, top foot is in the back. Heel to toe. Arm here. Raise. And I want to put most of my weight on that back leg. If this isn't happening for you, tuck that bottom leg under, come up, but still try to put most of the weight on that. So like I could raise this up technically because yeah, I want to put most of the weight on that top foot so I'm getting a nice something on that inside adductor. So this knee is kind of there for support, or if it's out here, it's just there for a itty bitty bit of support. So you can keep those hips up, but get a little shaky on that inside leg, that adductor on that top leg. Okay, that's probably plenty. All right, down. Talking distracts you. That's a great thing. If you can hold longer than 30 seconds, challenge it a little bit more. So if you're on your knee, try to go not on your knee. Again, reminder, bottom leg is in the front, top leg is in the back, and I'm putting most of my weight on that top leg. All right. So here, full expression, most of the weight here. Maybe I can lift that foot, maybe not, and bring that knee down, giving that little extra support to bring those hips up. But again, try to keep that weight on that top foot as much as you can to really feel that adductor working for you. Yes, and you got the side plank, of course, going on here as well. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, that's enough. Oh, that one actually made me feel the sweatiest of everything today. Good work. We're gonna stretch. 100 reps. Let's do modified pigeon. I'm gonna start with my left ankle on my right knee. I can stay here and press. If there's space and mobility for you to bring that leg in or the hips off the ground, the feet off the ground, please do so. It'll give you a little bit extra something on those glutes to stretch. Yes. Oh, and the option, of course, to put that foot up on a wall just to help hold you is an option here as well. All right, one more breath here. And wherever you are, have that right foot on the ground and let your body, your hips, I should say, fall over to the right side. So you're getting a nice back twist, cactusing those arms out to the side. If this is too much to keep that foot over, you can let it go. Just kind of bring it wherever it lays, I suppose. I like to hook it. Keeps me from having to use my leg muscles. I can relax better when it's hooked. Try to relax everything here and close your eyes. If that feels okay for you. Yawning is optional. Just being realistic. All right. Inhale, exhale, squeeze core, bring those legs back up. And other side. Again, here, light push, here, or foot on the wall. Working this area out right here. Relaxing your neck and shoulders. And wherever you are, throw that left foot on the ground. Twist yourself left, keeping a foot hooked foot. If it feels all right for you. Arms cactus. Try to relax everything. And inhale, exhale, squeeze yourself to center. Unhook those legs. Point the toes, arms up overhead, full body stretch. Roll the wrists and roll the ankles. I want you to grab your left wrist and pull it to the right. You can banana your feet over or move your feet over so you feel that banana stretch down your left side. And back to center. Grab left wrist. Right wrist. Go left. Oh, nice right side body stretch. Back to center and relax. Last thing to end here. I want you to bring your feet together, your knees out in that butterfly pose. Let those hips fall open. Stay there as long as you want. Hopefully that's longer than me. And I will see you again soon for day 14. Bye.